We've got Amber on the line. Good morning to you, Amber.
Hello.
Hi, Amber. Now, you've suffered with anxiety since you were little, but you've really braved your fears recently, haven't you?
Yeah, I just moved out to university, so it was a massive step for me, really.
Well done, you. So how did the anxiety sort of manifest itself before? What does it feel like?
Well, I would get really scared when people come to the house. I still do. If people come to the house, I sort of run away and hide and refuse to answer the door, basically, even if I know who they are.
Yeah. So what is it that you wanted to ask Christos today? Do you just sort of need a few more coping mechanisms now, really, now that you're at university?
Well, yeah, because I won't leave the flat to go and do my shopping because I'm so scared of bumping into people, and I'm actually, like, shaking, talking now. I'm so scared.
Well, well done for picking up the phone and talking today, because that's a big step also. What would you say, Christos?
Well, that's the other thing about social anxiety. You don't have to actually be with people to be nervous. Speaking on the telephone can also make you nervous. It's any situation where somebody can listen to you or see you. So what I would like to know is, what is it that you experience when you open the door to somebody? What happens to you?
Well, I feel like I'm going to be sick, even though I know, really, deep down, I'm not in any danger. I just feel so, like, unsafe in a place where I want to be safe, if that makes sense.
Do you feel that they might be thinking something about you or seeing something in you that you don't want them to see or think?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Do you know what that is?
I couldn't tell you. I go through several emotions. It's horrible.
So it sounds like really intense sort of anxiety sort of spikes up when you're sort of confronted with a person. What sort of things have you tried before to help you with it?
When I was younger, I went into therapy with the children's mental health services, and they did CBT, but I haven't been back for a long time, and I feel like I sort of probably should go back and get a bit more help.
Was that beginning to help?
Yeah, it was, and it built my confidence up for a bit, but as soon as I stopped going, then I think things sort of manifested again.
It's almost like you've got to keep practicing to be able to keep practicing, keep using all of those skills that you got taught then, and keep them going. Otherwise, they sort of wear off almost.
Well, what I would advise as well is CBT is brilliant, but some people do say it wears off because it is about using skills and techniques. There are other therapies as well that people find extremely helpful, where you can sort of understand more about what your symptoms actually mean and look into the meaning of what's going on for you. So what does it mean? Why are you so anxious when you're confronted with somebody? And really exploring that and opening that up could sort of shift the anxiety and give you some sort of permanent relief from it as well. Just going into the depth of the meaning.
Why is it happening?
Why is it happening? What does it mean? What does it say about me? What does it say about the world that I live in? That when I open the door and I see somebody, I feel like I'm going to be sick. You know, and going into that can really sort of, you know, bring about quite a profound shift.
And who do you go into that with?
It's psychotherapy, so you can be referred by your GP, but the problem is GP referrals are mostly for CBT because it's extremely effective. So there isn't a great deal of choice on the NHS, but if you have the resources, there are a lot of, you know, different techniques and therapies that you can access.
I wanted to ask you, is it good to sort of put yourself in scary situations, or should you not do that? Will that make it worse? I mean, you know, she's thrown herself, Amber's done really well by going, right, I'm going to university, this is not going to beat me, I'm going to go. I mean, is it good to set yourself challenges like that?
It's brilliant to do that as long as it doesn't wear you out, as long as you're not day by day forcing yourself into something and then it will just eventually grind you down. But it is very good to expose yourself if you know you're exposing yourself. You're almost doing it like an experiment. You're saying, I'm going to expose myself to the, you know, to go to the shops.
Yes.
And I know it's going to be uncomfortable, but I'm doing it as an experiment to see what it would feel like. And notice your moment-by-moment reactions while you're in that experiment. Notice what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what's coming up for you. And so in that way it is really good, as long as you sort of planned it and it's a deliberate exposing. You haven't just sort of flung yourself into something that's going to be really uncomfortable and might put you off eventually.
But she definitely needs to talk to somebody.
I think definitely need to talk to somebody, because the bottom line is what you're experiencing is extremely treatable, but it's also extremely debilitating when it's not looked at.
You need to go back to that CBT.
Okay.
Promise?
Promise.